All right, so I want to talk a little bit today about background and how doing a little bit of research or doing a little bit of cultural understanding can really help to understand something like a story or a poem or really any kind of piece of literature. And so what we've done in this course so far is we've looked at a lot at kind of memoirish type stories, stories that are from a personal narrative point of view. And now we're transitioning a little away from that to literature. Um, so the memoirs are there to help us write our personal narrative, of course, understand something kind of specific about somebody and the difference that they're going to have. If you remember from Sedaris's piece or from Malcolm X's piece or from Frederick Douglass's pieces, they're going to try to be really upfront about their purpose because they want you to connect with them as a person, and that purpose is going to run through that. Here we're going to get something different. We're going to get somebody like Alice Walker who's going to write with layered purpose, and we're not necessarily going to understand everything about what her work is immediately. And so that's okay. That's one of the biggest things that's kind of challenging about being a good reader is it is okay to not understand everything immediately and to look at it again with, okay, now I have some eyes for some meaning, right? So we've already read everyday use. We've talked about characterization. We've kind of talked about the plot. We've understood some of the central purpose. But what we probably didn't understand are some of the key concepts that are going on inside of the book, like why does Dee change her name to a more African name? Who is this man who is accompanying her? Why is he a Muslim? And so those are things, if you have some contextual awareness, you're kind of putting those things together and you're saying, okay, well, they sound like they're from the Black Panther Party. And so that's something I would know, right? Not because I lived during the Black Panthers at all, but because I have read enough or I've understood enough history that I'm picking up on those clues. Now, I don't know a whole lot about the Black Panther Party. I know more than I did the first time I read this story. So I want to take this as an opportunity to learn a little bit about it because she's hinting at some things and I'm not fully aware of them. For most of you, you probably know little to nothing about the Black Panther Party, and so it becomes even more important that you pick up on that because now it's been pointed out to you. And this is where I would say, like, reading through a class is a different experience than reading independently, right? Independently, you might not ever catch that, and so you might not ever think to go back, whereas a class, we're pointing those things out so you can sharpen that skill, right? So your work today is to look up a little bit about both Alice Walker and the Black Panther Party, and then just kind of a bulleted list. Here's what I took away from this, and then we together are going to be looking at, so what does this mean? What's the implication that it's going to have on the story itself? Questions like that, we're going to start to ask those.